We've got another weekly stock market analysis. Let's go ahead and jump into this. This is for week number 9 out of 52. That's February 27th and 28th. And then we start the month of March on Wednesday. All right, here we go. Let's start off with the year-to-date performance. We can see all 4 markets are down from their highs back in early February. The NASDAQ still in the lead, but come down quite a bit from 17.5 down to about 10 and a third right now percent. The Diamonds, DIA, that's the Dow ETF, is now negative for the year, just slightly, but it's leading the charge to the downside, followed by the SPY and the IWM. Let's take a first look at our analysis and outlook here for the Russell 2000. Really not a whole lot new on the monthly chart. Pretty much the same posture as last week and past few weeks, in fact, just moderately bearish. On the weekly chart, we're still range bound from that 1700 to 2100 area there, that range on the Russell 2000 futures. On the ETF, the IWM, still stuck in that range as well, from about 160 to 210, call it. And hey, great, that's fine. As long as it's stuck in that range, we can play the range. Take bearish positions in resistance, bullish positions in support, and there we go. We just play the range until that price breaks out of the range one direction or the other. Time will tell when that happens, but for now, just stick with playing the range. On the daily chart, we can see price has moved into the support area about the 1880 to 1920 range there on the futures. So we should see a little bit of a move to the upside on that if that support area holds. I'm not real thrilled about that support. It is support, but I wouldn't say it's really great support. A big part of that reasoning is that, we're just coming out of that resistance area on the weekly chart and, of course, the monthly bearish as well. So I don't have a whole lot of faith and belief in that support area there. We might get a little bit of a bounce out of it and start to head higher, sure. If it does, great, but it still has to break through decisively that 2100 area resistance. And until that happens, I'm just not all in on the bullish side of things here. And we can see the same thing on the IWM, same exact concept. Prices move down into that 188 support area there, and we'll see if it holds or not. If it doesn't, the 176 looks a little stronger. Once you get down to about 171, call it 75 range, the support gets quite a bit stronger. So from a buying perspective or a bullish perspective, I'd actually like to see it drop a little bit lower down there, closer to that weekly support area, until price breaks out to the upside above that 210 or 200 to 210 resistance area on the IWM. On the NASDAQ, same concept here, really on the monthly chart, nothing really new to report. Still have that bearish trend, that bearish outlook on that. We have a really big topping tail so far for the month of February with only 2 trading days left. So not a good sign for the bulls, definitely a good sign for the bears. You can see that a little better on the weekly chart. That bearish location, that resistance there, so far so good, working out nicely on the bearish short positions. On the daily chart, though, price has moved into support territory there. So I would expect some short covering, some profit taking by the bearish trades there, at least temporarily. We should see a little bit of a move up there. I wouldn't expect it to last too long. And honestly, it might just go right through that support because we're in that weekly resistance. I'm not putting a whole lot of trust in that 290 support area on the QQQ or 12,000 support area on the NASDAQ futures. On the S&P 500, still bearish on the monthly charts there. No real change on either the futures or the ETF. On the weekly chart, though, we're still stuck in that range, although we're tightening up a little bit here, meaning price has made some higher highs and higher lows on the weekly chart. That's encouraging for the bulls, but ultimately it's within a larger range, and that range is from about 3,500 to 4,300, give or take. And so really we're kind of on the upper end of that, about 4,000 right now, 3,950 or so. And so I do expect to see some little back and forth action going on the way back down. However, on the daily chart, we can see price just came into support, just touched it basically and rallied up from there. And so that is encouraging for the bulls. We should see a little bit of a move up to the upside, a little bit of a bounce to the upside here, either here or even a little bit lower, maybe about the 3,900 area, the 3,850 area. So it might need to come a little bit down lower. If so, I think there's a little better support down there for a multi-day swing trade. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more weekly market updates. Hope to see you back here soon next week.